Hey, what's up and welcome back everyone to another Warzone 2 video. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at 10 broken, overpowered, like incredible strategies that I have been using almost every single game to help rack up wins, high kill games, and most importantly, just have a lot of fun over on Warzone 2. If you guys actually notice, this little timer over here is a subathon. I will be streaming until this timer dies. It's already at 34 hours. I am live over on Twitch right now, actually recording this intro with the Twitch stream, constantly gaining content. So if you want to hang out, ask me any questions, I've already put over 12 hours into the game. Make sure to join me live over on Twitch. But without further ado, let's get into today's video. So the very first thing that I want to talk about is my personal favorite spot inside of Warzone 2 to drop. So this is a place where you can get a guaranteed like $15,000 every single game on top of plates, boxes. A lot of time I find like good loot and precision airstrikes, things like that. And it's over here by High Rise. So a lot of people know High Rise, the classic multiplayer map, but actually just beside it, there's like this little food court, bank, grocery store type of thing. And there is 10 cash registers inside. And those cash registers, each one of them, I think can carry like a max of like $3,200. And with all of those together, I am no matter what walking out with at least $15,000, sometimes more than $20,000. And in this game, you guys know I can go to a buy station and I can get my loadout for $5,000. So you can basically play with a trio and guarantee that each one of you is going to have your favorite primary weapon because there's a buy station right above you at High Rise. I'm getting my loadout within like 3 minutes every single game because of that drop spot. Not a lot of people know about it, but just beware with today's videos coming out, and I'm going to make a social post as well. It may be contested. That's an early kill and a lot of money. So, hey, make sure to check that out, and definitely good luck out there because it's going to get contested fast. Okay, the second tip of the day is the Ascenders. So they recently reworked the Ascenders, which are the things that you can like grapple onto to where you get on much faster. So you hook onto it much faster. You ascend, it seems like, at a faster rate. And you also unlatch and get off faster. So you don't have the really protracted get up to the top and then you get out. It's actually pretty quick to get off of that mechanic. That being said, there are some cooler things you can do, which you can actually grab onto the Ascender at any point during it's like verticality. So if you jump and you hit it from the side, you can jump off, jump on, grab onto it, do all sorts of mechanics. If you get shot off, you can jump, but then you can grab back onto it mid-air, and it makes for some pretty cool mechanics. What I've actually done with my partner before is I get on the Ascender first, I jump off and I get back on, and then we're like, this is gonna sound weird, inside of each other going up the Ascender, and so that way we're stacked when we're clearing out the top of a rooftop together. I think it's a great mechanic. It's a nice little quality of life feature. We lost our redeploy balloons, but at least they made those a little bit cleaner for us. Moving over to tip number 3, we have some helicopter strategies. If there's anybody in the game who's going to find something broken when it comes to air vehicles, I'm your guy, and I've already found it. So the helicopters are pretty sluggish, okay? But what you can do to make the helicopters fly faster is if you just hold forward, whether it's W on mouse and key or forward on your joystick, that thing goes slow. But if you want to go faster, spam down. So you're spamming descend and then climb, and then descend and then climb. So L2, R2, L2, R2. And you actually start zooming across the map with that helicopter. On top of that, the helicopter, whenever you get out of it, and you've probably seen it before, it will maintain level flight, almost like it's on an autopilot. It'll continue the trajectory. So if you have it going forward and then you get out, it will just continue to float forward. You can use that to throw people into buildings. Who would ever do that, right? But what you can do is you can make it straight and level, get out of the helicopter, shoot out of the side of the helicopter. If your teammates get downed, guess what? They're inside of the helicopter with you. You can res them and then just basically make yourself your very own chopper gunner with your squad. And I think it's a lot of fun to use that mechanic. Heading over to tip number 4, one of the other things you can do with the helicopter is actually refuel them and repair them. A lot of people know that you can do that with vehicles by going up to a gas station, but it always seems awkward. And I've seen people try to land the helicopters on the side of gas stations, and then it ends up getting banged up, and then they just destroy their helicopter. But what you can do is you can actually land your helicopter on top of gas stations, and it will repair and refuel you through the ceiling of the gas station. Heading over to tip number 5, you can now carry 3 guns inside of Warzone. You guys already know we have the primary and we have the secondary, and you can just press triangle to switch in between those. But you also have a backpack slot. A lot of people don't realize that. So when you're looking at multiple guns on the ground, what you can do is you can hold down on the D-pad, or I believe it's like hold tab on mouse and keyboard, and you can stow a weapon as well. So what I've done in the past is I'll have an AR and then an SMG, because that's what I'm mainly going to use for a mid-range and close range. Those are most of the engagements that I'm going to get into, or at the very least, those are the most like important gunfights that I need to win. If someone's, 300 meters down range, if I don't have the perfect gun out, it's no big deal. But what I'll do is I'll throw a sniper in my backpack slot. So the way it works, and the quickest way you can do it, is you press triangle when you're trying to switch any of your guns, right? Just press triangle and you're switching your guns as normal. When you want to switch to that sniper, all you need to do is press down on the D-pad, and then it defaults to that weapon location in your backpack first, and then all you need to do is swap that weapon in. So it's either triangle to switch a weapon, or it's down on the D-pad and then square, and then that equips it. So it's actually a really quick process. It's either triangle or down square, and you can pull out any of those guns as quick as you need. Just keep in mind the weapon that you have out. Like if I have an AR out and I press down and then square, it's going to put my sniper in my hands and then my AR in my backpack. So what I try to do is always have my SMG, because I always want a close range weapon on me. So if I'm switching to my sniper, I'll switch to my AR with triangle, and I'll press down and then D and switch to my sniper, take some shots at long range, down and then square, and then it switch. I said down and D. Down and square, switch to my sniper, down and square, switch to my AR, run around the map. All right, next up, we have, you can now fall from almost any height and you will not splat. So one of the cool things within this game is, one, you can basically dive out of the plane and land in the water and you will not splat. You will have like 1 HP. Or you can jump off any building and land in water and you will have like 1 HP. But one of the cooler mechanics they added is you no longer splat when you've been downed, or at least from a pretty good distance. If you guys remember in Caldera or Verdansk, anytime we would get downed, like let's say we were gliding and then we got downed and we fell, we would splat right from the normal 13 meters. Because in this game, if you fall from greater than 13 meters, you break your legs. I'm not sure what it is in Warzone 2. They may have changed that number. But as you can see in this clip here, I'm in a helicopter and I fly into another helicopter because I was flying for 13 hours and I was losing my mind. And I fall from like 40 meters and I still live. This happened earlier in the game. I was shooting people out of the air and they would get downed like 20 feet in the air, 20 meters up in the air, and then hit the ground and they wouldn't die. Or this clip from Mark. He's at the top of high rise, gets downed, falls all the way to the bottom, takes a significant chunk of health, but he doesn't get downed. It's a great mechanic. If it ever happens to you where you're on top of a high building and you get downed and they're coming to thirst you and you can fall off the edge, you take less fall damage while you are downed, and it could be a great way for you to finesse and possibly get rezzed without getting thirsted. All right, heading into number 7, one of the biggest frustrations that a lot of people have right now is the ability to invite their friends. The UI in this game is really clunky and I'm not a fan of it. I don't think anyone is, but there's clunky and then there's broken. If you guys try right now to press R3 to invite your friends, it ends up doing this thing, right? Well, the PC players have some benefits. They can invite each other via Steam, or they can send each other a Discord invite as well. There's some ways you can get around it. But one of the ways that I found that anyone can get around this is you simply press start. You press your right bumper or R1 to get over to this headphone, and you can create a channel. When you create that channel, you can go over to your settings and start inviting your friends into that channel. From there, once they accepted that, they are now in like this voice chat, and you can choose whether to join that voice chat or the game channel. Make sure you're doing the game channel, because that's how you can talk in prox chat. And then you can just invite people through this. You can just invite them to your party or join their game through this. That's a great solution to solve it until they figure out whatever cluster they caused right there. Heading over to number 8, there's actually another way that you can invite people in game, but it's actually while you're in the game. You can invite enemies to your squad. So there's a new game mode that came out called Unhinged BR. So when you go into the Battle Royale mode, you'll see that there's currently one called Unhinged Trios. And what that allows you to do is assimilate squads. So look at the verbiage right here. Recruit enemies and expand your squad. You'll see in this clip behind me, I have over 6 people on an ATV with me, and they are all friendlies that I picked up in game. So bringing it back to this menu, you'll see there's assimilation expanded, okay? And then if you go into something like third person BR, there's assimilation refill. And if you go into something like solos, there's assimilation off. So I have not tested this because I couldn't get anyone to cooperate with me. But what I believe that means is when it says expanded, you can expand the size of your team to a squad size max of 6. Or you can go into trios and assimilation refill, meaning that you can refill your squad size to 3. So if someone leaves you right off rip and you find a solo, you can be like, hey bro, come with us. And the way you get them to join you is through this mechanic right here. So when you go into game, you may have noticed if you hold up on the D-pad, there is actually something over to the right that says invite players to squad. There's also something else that says request to join squads as well. And what you do is using proximity chat, or even if you're, body language or whatever, you can send that invite. And then that same person has to do the exact same thing on their end, hold up on the D-pad, and you can accept that invite, and then they get assimilated into your squad. You know what happens when they show up in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, and then they're showing up as a teammate on there. I will say, however, be careful. It hasn't happened to me yet, and it's probably going to make for some good troll moments, okay? Each player individually assimilates to a squad. So if you have 3 people that are like, hey bro, come join us, and it's you and your duo both have to accept to join that squad. If one of you joins and the other one doesn't, you can instantly start killing your teammate. You are no longer teammates with the guy that you joined into the game with. Also, you can assimilate into that squad, and then some other random could invite you to their squad, and then you unassimilate from that squad, and now you can kill the people that invited you. There's no way that you can opt out, right? You can't be a part of the squad and then jump out and then start killing other people. You have to be invited by another squad and assimilate into theirs. You can't just leave your own. I'm not sure if there was, that would be some really bad BM tactics, but I do like that there's prox chat in a forced cooperation assimilation, unlike Escape from Tarkov, where people pretend to be friendly and then shoot you in the back of the head. All right, heading over to number 9. A lot of people don't know about the Stronghold and the Black Site and what the benefits are of them. One of the biggest things I don't think people realize, yes, you can get your loadout from that. Yeah, you get your full loadout, full perks, everything. But on top of that, whenever you clear out a stronghold, you get a permanent UAV over that stronghold, so you can see whether or not you're getting third party. On top of that, there are these little white crates inside of most of these strongholds that drop 3 kill streaks, a bunch of cash. So strongholds are the most important thing. Even when hitting a regain, I will start running strongholds because I know I can clear out the stronghold, and even if someone comes in for a third party, because strongholds will turn red on the minimap whenever people are starting to access them, I'm going to end up picking up a white crate. I'm going to pick up my loadout, and I'm going to have a bunch of plates from all the bots I just killed, and I'm going to have a UAV of when they're rolling up on me, so then I'm just going to kill them as they're rolling up. Third parties aren't that big of a deal with strongholds because of the fact that I get that UAV. On top of that, when you go to the Black Site, so when you finish up a stronghold, you get a Black Site key. You can go to the Black Site, which looks like this on the minimap. It's like a big castle, and it's kind of a pain to take out, and there's a Juggernaut in there. They kind of suck, but they can still beam you. And once you kill the Juggernaut, you conquer that site, and there is insane loot inside. I walked out of one of those with $50,000 and just all the loot and everything that I could ever want, including a large backpack, which allowed me to hold 12 things in my inventory. I was set for the rest of the game. Heading into tip number 10, stay away from bomb drones and cluster bombs. These are, or cluster mines. I don't know what they were thinking here. Okay, all I'm gonna say is you gotta treat these things with respect. So they're both technically kill streaks. And a lot of the other kill streaks in this game are balanced because when a precision airstrike comes up, you get a notification. You have a chance to go, and then you hide, right? Or a cluster strike, you can be safe inside, and you know it's coming, but you can make yourself safe. The bomb drone, you get a little thing from the announcer that's bomb drone inbound. But that thing can float around for 30 seconds, get inside of buildings. And it's not like a tag, right? It has a single C4 on it. It doesn't hit like a C4. It hits like a freaking nuke. You can be full plates, 3 plates, full health, and you will die, as I did in this clip, to a cluster bomb or to a bomb drone. Okay, when you're flying the bomb drone, it'll show everyone around you just like a recon drone, and it'll show someone red. But once you get within range to one tap them, it'll show like a red and like a locked on indication, and you can one tap anyone, I believe, unless they have EOD. The cluster mines, you throw them down, it's also a kill streak, but they like last all game. It is like a proximity mine on steroids. I died to them 3 or 4 times tonight, and they one tap you because they have 4 mines, and each mine does like 90 HP of damage. And so it's absurd. So that's just more of a strategy to be aware of that people are using, and just understand, hopefully they patch or do something about the bomb drone, or do something about the clusters, because it's gonna be rough out there. But ladies and gentlemen, if you learned something new, do me a favor and drop a like on this video. It helps out so much with the algorithm. We just passed through 500,000 subscribers here, so if you want to be a part and continue to learn more and stay on the cutting edge of all things Warzone 2, make sure to drop a subscription here, and most importantly, join me live over on Twitch, where I've got all of Twitch chat here coming to say hello. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I will catch you all on the next one. Peace.